Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing whether drafting is a necessary skill to get a job as a law graduate in India. In this, I'm going to be discussing about jobs with law firms, companies, and with litigation chambers. With that said, let's get into the video. Let's start first with law firms and I'll give you my example. So when I joined Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas as an associate in their Bombay office, the first task that I was given by the partner of the team was to draft a corporate guarantee agreement. I of course did not know how to draft one and I told the partner very honestly that I don't know how to draft one. However, I'm a quick learner and I can learn how to draft it quickly. They asked me the meaning of it. They asked me how is a corporate guarantee agreement different from a personal guarantee agreement and other agreements therein. And I told them the different meanings. However, I told them that I don't know how to draft one. They were okay with my basic knowledge on the drafts and they told me, fine, we'll give you some drafts that were previously drafted by the team. You have a look at them. You put down your own independent agreement and then we'll sit down with you and we can correct it together. This way you learn how to draft the agreement. And I did the same thing. It was later corrected by somebody senior in the team. And in the process, I learned how to draft a corporate guarantee agreement, right? Now, in this process, if you realize, you would have seen that I was not expected to know. However, they know how to draft one. However, of course, it would have been better if I would have known. It would have saved a lot of time, maybe. However, to put it correctly, they didn't expect me to know it. And also the fact that they expected me to know the basic differences in all the agreements that are there. So, for example, say if tomorrow you're joining the corporate team and you can't differentiate between a shareholders agreement, share purchase agreement, and a share subscription agreement, I think that's going to come down really badly in your interview as well and later while you join the team as well, right? So I think some basic knowledge about what kind of drafts are there in a practice area is important. To know or not know how to draft that agreement or that particular document is an added skill that you may have. It's not expected out of you. Now, moving on to litigation. So while I joined the dispute resolution team at Tua Associates, it was a purely very core litigation team. They handled a lot of arbitration, IBC matters, and a lot of other general civil and criminal litigation matters as well, right? Now, again, somehow it just happened that the first day I entered office, I was told by the partner to draft a bail application, and that also for a very serious matter. Again, I told the partner that I'm sorry, I don't know how to draft the bail application. So they told me that it's fine. Just read the FIR and take the format of bail from the office clerk, draft your own bail application, and then we'll see where you go from this. So, of course, I did the same thing. I took the facts from the FIR, and of course, I drafted, I put down my own bail application. We corrected it. Both of us sat, like he mentored me very nicely, and we corrected the application and then we filed it later. In this process, he expected me to have knowledge of some basic documents that are there, like say how to read the FIR, etc. And he also expected me to be a quick learner in this. He didn't want a complete novice to be in his office or in his chamber for him to teach me how to do all of those things. Of course, he was always there to teach me or to correct me in terms of very complex drafts such as say writ petitions, revision petitions, appeals, or any kind of bail applications. But basic drafts such as legal notices, applications to be filed in the court were expected out of me. And also because litigation as a practice area is highly dependent on drafting, the better you know how to draft right before you join your job would give you better chances while you're even joining somebody's chamber or you're even joining a dispute resolution team at a law firm, right? Now, lastly, moving ahead to companies. Now, companies, when they're hiring freshers, as you would notice, they usually hire for contract drafting roles or contract analyst roles, right? Now, of course, in that process, having knowledge of Contracts Act is paramount. You definitely need to know Contracts Act by heart. However, apart from that, having knowledge or experience of drafting would give you an upper hand in terms of other candidates who are applying to these companies. A lot of the candidates don't have any experience of dealing with any kind of commercial contracts or any kind of agreements in the past, and yet they apply for fresher positions in these companies and then later get rejected. So, some kind of internship experience, some exposure to drafting would be an added advantage. So I hope you got something out of it, that drafting is not a learned experience, it's an acquired experience. You get it over the years. Don't stress yourself too much into knowing how to do it correctly just on day one. You can learn it and get better in the process. You should be just ready to learn and unlearn the things as they come by to you, right? Now, with that said, we've come to the end. If you have any doubts, you can, of course, reach out to me in the comments. You can book another personal call with me through my Instagram. And I'm also leaving a comment where you can book a personal call with me directly. And we'll meet next week. Thank you so much.